shit balls. Whoa. I wish there was a way to drink coffee and ride a motorcycle at the same time. Has that been invented? Can somebody tell me? Maybe like one of those beer helmets that they wear, the football beer helmets. You could somehow translate that over to on a bike, on a motorcycle helmet. Except no beer, of course. Coffee. That would be nice. Is that out there? Somebody let me know. And if not, let's work on coming up with that idea. So let me tell you about my day yesterday. I had this whole thing planned out. There was going to be I had a great vlog planned out. It was going to be a great day. So let me tell you all about what happened yesterday. So I get up, got on the bike, got all my motor vlogging gear ready to go. I had this whole thing planned out. I was going to go south and stop by a car and motorcycle show that's called Cars and Coffee. They do it every Saturday. It's in Irvine, California. It's kind of in the parking lot, sort of between the Ford and Mazda buildings down there. And for a weekly show, there's usually just a great turnout. It's a pretty big turnout in cars and motorcycles, and it's anything. It's not a particular style. All old and new, foreign and domestic, any car, any motorcycle, and they don't even really section the cars and bikes off either. Well, the bikes are in one section and the cars are in sections, but they mix all together. They don't separate them by style or genre or whatever. So I was going to go meet my buddy, who's a car designer down there. He looks like he's having a pretty rough morning. So I was going to go meet my buddy, who's a car designer down there, and I was going to film some cars and talk to him and look at some bikes. And then, after that, I was going to ride down, I was going to meet up with Suburban Delinquents and another moto vlogger called Bash041, or Bash041. I'm not sure what he calls it, but I'll put links to both of those guys in the description below. Bash is a pretty funny guy. He does an ongoing segment where he asks random and kind of crazy questions to people in cars while he's splitting lanes or pulling up at stoplights or whatever. And it's pretty funny, oftentimes uncomfortable for all parties involved. Anyway, I was going to go meet with those two guys, and we were going to ride to San Diego and cruise around and see a couple of things. So I'm thinking, great, it's going to be my best vlog yet. I'm going to have all kinds of material to show. So I leave. I get about, I don't know, halfway there. And we had spotted showers the night before. It had been raining some. When I got up, I looked outside, and it was kind of partly cloudy. And I'm thinking, okay, it's clear enough. It should be okay. I should be able to follow through with this mission I've planned out. Well, I get about halfway there, and the sky just opens up, and it just pours down. Now, a lot of you guys that live in rain are thinking, so what? Big deal. So power through it. And in hindsight, I wish I would have, but here's the thing. It hasn't rained here in any significant rain in probably 6 months. And if it rains every day and it rains all the time, then it's okay to ride because, everything is clean off the streets. Everything's been moved off. All the roads are all clean and not slick because it rains. It's constantly getting a wash. But if it hasn't rained in a long time, and this drought we've been in, all the oil and the dust and the dirt and the grime and all the crazy slippery stuff that's been embedded into the road, that's been mashed down by tires and people walking or whatever, all of it over the last 6 months comes to the surface. And basically when it's raining or after it has rained, for the very first time after a long time, it's the most dangerous time to go out. The roads are the most slippery, and all kinds of accidents happen. And people here in Southern California go completely mental when it rains because they don't know how to handle it. So anyway, sky just opens up and it's just downpour. And I made the executive decision that I think I'm going to turn around and go back. I don't think this is safe. I don't really want to get on the freeway. The turnout for the show is probably going to be bad anyway because of the rain. So I go back home with my tail between my legs, kind of bummed out about the whole thing. So of course, by the time I get home, skies have cleared up. It's kind of patchy cloudy. It's looking kind of nice outside. And I'm thinking, well, shit, maybe I made a mistake. So I call those guys down at the meeting point we're supposed to have down in South Orange County on the way to San Diego. I call Suburban Delinquent, and he goes, hey, where are you, man? And I'm like, well, I was riding down, and it just opened up and poured on me, and I decided to go back. And he goes, well, it's blue skies from all I can see. It's wide open here. It's going to be great. And I'm thinking, ugh. So I said, well, you guys don't want to wait for me at this point. Just go on ahead. I'm way north. It's going to take me another 45 minutes to get back on the bike and go down. So anyway, that's my Saturday. A complete and total fail, and some more fail. So that was, that was a bummer. That was my Saturday. So instead I came home and worked out and watched football all afternoon, which is not so bad, but I really did want to go for a ride. So I hate when that happens. I hate when, so this leads me to my topic and my question to everybody. What's your pet peeve? I can't stand when something is planned out and not only does it go wrong, but it temporarily goes wrong where you maybe could have corrected it later and then it's still shot. The plans are shot because you missed the boat or you missed the flight or you missed the whatever. And so everything you had planned is shot because of some little snapshot in time. It screws it up. So that's one of my pet peeves. Other pet peeves, let's see, what else do I got? Even before I started riding a motorcycle, I couldn't stand it when people didn't use their blinkers or their turn signals. CBI, double I. I couldn't stand it when people didn't use their turn signals. And of course that's only been accentuated and highlighted further since I started riding the bike. It's only gotten worse. It drives me insane when people don't use their blinkers or turn signals or indicate or whatever you want to call it. It's 1,000. What else? Oh, this is kind of going off my love of movies from last week. When people talk during movies, especially in the theater. If you're at home and you're with family or friends, you're watching a movie, that still bothers me when people talk. But in the theater, when people talk or text or get on their phone, I lose my mind. So that's kind of my question to you guys. Come right in. Oh, please, come in and slow down 25 miles an hour while you're at it. Thanks. What's your pet peeve? What are your pet peeves? What are the things that drive you crazy? So one of my biggest ones was yesterday. What makes you nuts? I'm always kind of curious to hear what people's pet peeves are, what gets under your skin. Motorcycle related or not motorcycle related. There's plenty of things to bitch about in the bike, but what in your everyday life, what drives you crazy? Those are probably my biggest ones. No blinker, talking during the movies, and when plans you've had for a long time get hijacked. Oh, also, I'm not a big fan of people that are flaky. When you have long-standing plans and they sort of flake out. Living in Southern California, this is not the right place if you don't want to deal with that. There's lots of flaky people here. And it's perfectly acceptable. It's perfectly socially acceptable to be just a total flake. It's okay to not keep plans. It's just fine. It's like, oh, okay, you can't go now because whatever. Okay, well, that's all right. We have plans for 6 weeks, but that's cool. And I think that's about it.